In many situations, you may set your null hypothesis beta j equals 0 against alternative that beta j not equal to 0. And in this type of situations, which occurs more frequently in applied empirical work, you are testing your null hypothesis on both sides. And this type of test is called two-tailed test. And when you set up your null hypothesis in this manner, you're essentially assuming that 0 is right in the middle. You reject your null hypothesis whenever your calculated value, it is either greater than your critical value on this side or in this side. So essentially what we are looking here is, we are looking here t values in absolute term rather than t as a negative value or t as a positive value. The idea here is that our null hypothesis is that our variable of interest has no impact on y variable, holding all other factors constant, against the alternative that no, it has an impact on our variable y. We are not restricting whether that impact is negative or positive. Let me show you an example. So in this example, I'm using GPA1 dataset. Again, we are interested in knowing what determines college GPA of a student based on their high school GPA, their ACT score, and the number of classes on average that a student missed per week. So this is shown by this skipped variable. I'm going to regress this model and get these results. So we don't need to calculate t-values again because the t-values are already reported here, and again the t-value is the coefficient value divided by the standard error. High school GPA, it is statistically significant because the t-value is 4.39. Actually, this is statistically significant at 1%. I'm going to talk about that 1% in a minute. ACT score, it is statistically insignificant because a t-value is 1.39. This is not even statistically significant at 10%. Skipped. This variable is statistically significant and negative at 1%. Both skipped and high school GPA, these two variables are statistically significant at 1%. So how do I know that these variables are statistically significant at 1%? So what we can do is, like, we can look at these probabilities. So remember the alpha that I introduced to you in one of the previous lectures, this is that alpha. So this alpha or this probability is telling you at which probability we will reject our null hypothesis. And in both this case and this case, it is about 1%. So we will reject our null hypothesis at 1%. On the other hand, we will reject the null hypothesis that the coefficient of ACT is 0 at about 17%. And normally we use alpha in between 1 and 10%. According to these results, ACT has no statistically significant impact on somebody's college GPA. The coefficient on the skipped, it means that another lecture missed per week lower predictive GPA by about 0.083. That is, holding high school GPA and ACT fixed, the predicted difference in college GPA between a student who misses no lectures per week and a student who misses 5 lectures per week is about 0.48. So that's how you interpret these results. You look at these coefficient values, and then you look at the standard errors and calculate t-distribution and talk about the probabilities of rejecting a null hypothesis or fail to reject the null hypothesis. So these are the three things that matters in interpreting any regression model. That is the direction of the relationship between these x variables and y variable, then the magnitude of the relationship, and third, whether this relationship is statistically significant or not. As we saw that sometimes we get the direction and the magnitude, but that direction and magnitude, that is the impact of a particular x variable or y variable, it is not statistically significant. Alright, I'll see you in the next lecture. Bye-bye.